Thank you, Phil. I know a lot of you came from a long ways away. We're going to keep this moving. You know, there are some legislators who stand up there and they say, well, you know, if a bill comes up and it's pro-gun, I'll vote for it, but I won't initiate anything because my district is right on the line. Our next speaker stands up there and he doesn't care where it is, what his constituents say to him. He says there's a right and there's a wrong, and I stand on the side of right. Please give a big welcome to Senator Ken Cuccinelli.
Good morning. I'm so glad to see so many people who actually like the Constitution so much. I have to tell you, I'm a big fan myself of all the amendments, and not just one here and one there, but all of them. And I'm so pleased to see so many of you here to support those of us who are fighting for your right to protect yourself and to protect the Second Amendment and to keep it from being infringed. They'll do anything to try and shut us down, you know. But seriously, you know, every year we have bills seeking to curtail and infringe on and begin down the slippery slope to infringing on the Second Amendment. And I sit on the Courts Committee. I've been there since I arrived in the Senate, and I'm in my third term. And every year we have these fights, and sometimes we win them and sometimes we don't. I will say that compared to some other areas that I work in, like taxes, keep government small, that kind of thing, we've had more success in protecting the Second Amendment and advancing the rights of law-abiding citizens to protect themselves than in a lot of other areas I work in. And a lot of that is thanks to you all and the fact that you come down here. You know, up in Fairfax, where I am from, we had a delegate, Vince Callahan, for years, who was asked in a town hall meeting one day. Now, mind you, he served about 40 years. So he was asked, how many letters do you have to get on an issue to really take notice of it? And he thought about it. He said, probably about 5. And the crowd was stunned. 5 letters? You're kidding. Now, mind you, this was before email. But nonetheless, better than a letter is being there in corpus. And I'm so glad you all are here today. Just as Phil had said, there's nothing that substitutes for your personal appearance on a legislator's doorstep. And I would urge you to, in a friendly way, urge and push firmly the legislators you encounter today to protect the Second Amendment, to make sure that some of our rogue state agencies stop infringing on our preemption law, to make sure that all of the many proposals we're going to see to roll back our right to protect ourselves are resisted. And ultimately, to be specific on a couple of bills, restaurant ban repeal is a bill I've had in the past, and a bill we got out last year but could not overcome the governor's veto. We're pretty close on that. And if you all can flip a few people, convince them to join us in protecting the Constitution, we're going to prevail even on that this year. But not without y'all's support and your participation, and the fact that you're here today goes a long, long way. So I want to thank you. I also have to say that I'm glad that the weather warmed up so much from last week. It feels about 30 degrees warmer than it did last week, so it's really a pretty good day to be out here. And because of the goings-on in Washington, another peaceful change in power, as we've had many times in our history, it's actually a smaller crowd on this Martin Luther King Day, which is the biggest lobby day down here in Richmond during the session, because so many people have it off. But you guys have not free reign of the legislature, but there are a lot less people here than usual. So you picked a good year to come for those of you that came for the first time, because we have a real opportunity here for you all to contact a lot of folks and to tell them that you believe and that Virginia needs to protect a Second Amendment that is an individual right. It's still amazing to me that that was a 5-4 vote on the Supreme Court. I was in the 4th row for that case. It was an astonishing thing to watch. but I was stunned. We were one vote away on the Supreme Court, one vote from any government in America being able to take away the arms of law-abiding citizens. One vote. And then all you're going to have is your state, or God help you, your local government to defend those rights. I don't see that happening at the local level, but here in Virginia at the state level, I'll continue to fight on this issue. And as Phil mentioned, I have a district that votes 4-1 for gun control, but I know defending the Second Amendment is the right thing to do. And so I've led the charge year in and year out to do just that, and I've gone back to my district in Fairfax County and explained to the people of my district why the Second Amendment protects all the other amendments and protects their family and our community and our Commonwealth. And I appreciate you all doing the same thing, because so many of you were out there helping me do that. It's the only way to win races. So when you leave here today, remember 2009 is an election year, and there are a lot of candidates who've got records on this issue, and you should hold them accountable, either working for them or working against them. That's the way our government ultimately works. And people who are wrong, they have the right to be wrong, but they don't have the right to hold that seat. So you go take it from them. All right? Thank you all very much. God bless you.